In this episode, we're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. My mission is to convince you to watch Oscar, a 1991 screwball comedy in which Sylvester Stallone plays a mob boss who promises his dying father that he will go legit. Now, this leads to a chaotic day of mistaken identities, family secrets, and a farcical situation as the gangster tries to become an honest man. Now, that's my assessment of the movie Oscar. Ray, tell us your assessment of the movie Oscar.
All right. The next film in our podcast is OSCAR. It's a screwball comedy with Sylvester Stallone as the star. It is the next film on our list. It will remind you it exists, and you should listen to Jed and Ray and watch this really funny movie today.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's also going to be available to download on Spotify at some point.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Forgotten Films. So, Ray.
Yes.
I thought we were both going to be, portraying gangsters and dressing up for this.
I didn't get the telegram.
Why, I oughta.
Sorry, boss.
Don't call me boss.
Sorry, boss.
All right, well, like the character in this movie, Snaps Provolone, I can't be wearing this the entire time, so...
Whoa.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
It's impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been practicing my snaps. For the listening only audience, I did a magic trick where I was out of my gangster outfit, and now I'm only in part of my gangster outfit. So before we get too much further, my name is Jed.
My name is Ray.
And this is Forgotten Films, the movie Oscar. This is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love this movie to death.
This was the first film you even mentioned when this idea was even brought up.
Yes, that's correct. Of all the movies that I try to recommend to people, this is always the one that basically comes up first that they've never heard of. Sly Stallone in a comedy. I know, don't tune out just yet. It works somehow. But anyways, so yes, Oscar. Love this film. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the what and the why of this movie?
I love this movie. I've always loved this movie since I first saw it. I always thought this was one of the funniest movies. It's great. I'm a huge fan of John Landis.
Oh, yes. Same here.
This guy has made so many great movies, and people probably don't even know his name. And he's made movies like Animal House,
Blues Brothers, another one of my favorites,
An American Werewolf in London, Coming to America, Trading Places, and Oscar just happens to be another. He's great at directing chaos.
He's definitely got a style.
Yeah.
He's got many director trademarks that he uses throughout all of his movies. But yes,
things going nuts. Yes. People everywhere. You can't even think of Blues Brothers without thinking all the car crashes and all the movement and all the things that are going on. He's just great at orchestrating all that madness. And Oscar is a movie full of just things going on all the time in one location, but it's just madcap. It's funny. It's screwball. It's a throwback to the old comedies they used to make back in the 30s and 40s. The fast talking people, the jokes flying at you a mile a minute.
Yeah, His Girl Friday, things like.
If one joke's not funny, the other joke would be hilarious. It's a movie that hits. It's got a great cast.
It's almost like the writers were paid by the joke.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's literally like watching vaudeville. Yeah.
It is. And there are some people that talk like this the entire time.
Yes.
He makes an appearance in the movie. Some of the cast. We mentioned Sylvester Stallone.
No.
Hey, I'm in a movie.
I think he played. Who did he play?
That's right. He was in something else besides this movie. What was it?
I think he was a
snowman. No. Boxer.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Something to do.
Always getting those
fighting.
two confused.
And it's something to do with, I don't know, war?
Maybe
he's like a soldier or something. Anyway, he's had a little.
It'll
career.
come to us.
Yeah. Oscar is probably his highlight.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he's most known for.
Yeah.
is this movie.
And I love his name.
Yeah, Snaps Provolone.
Yeah. Mr.
Yes.
Provolone.
Yes, Mr. Provolone. You know, it's if your name can have cheese in it somehow, I mean, you're already winning in my book.
Mr. Gorgonzola.
Yes, excuse me, Mr. Smoked Cheddar.
Mr. Brie.
These are all people that I would be friends with and immediately watch a movie that they're in. Who else is in it? Marissa Tomei
Yes.
from My Cousin Vinny.
And My Dreams.
Of course. Of course. It seems like every one of these movies we do, there's somebody in your dreams that's, well, you won't go there.
She's at the top of the list.
Well, I mean, it could have been Sylvester Stallone from your dreams. I mean, we don't judge here. So, you know, it just happens to be Marissa Tomei.
Well, Sylvester Stallone and Over the Top, maybe.
How could you not?
Yeah.
You know what? Just thinking about that movie makes me want to turn my hat around backwards. Start arm wrestling.
Only in the 80s could that movie have been made.
So, Marissa Tomei, for the younger listeners, that is Spider-Man's aunt. Who else we got in this one?
There's Peter Riegert. See, I'm a huge fan of this cast. There's so many great,
absolutely,
great character actors in this. Peter Riegert, one of my favorite films of all time is Animal House.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's another great movie called Local Hero. But Peter Riegert, great actor, great comedic actor. He's sort of the butler.
He likes to buttle.
Yes. Although he's a mob guy who's forced to be a butler.
Yes, correct. And that's one of the things, you know, I was going to bring this up later, but you've kind of already hit on it. All these people, you know, they're trying to go straight, you know, kind of like what we talked about in the beginning of the intro.
And tell them why.
So he has Sylvester Stallone's father is dying in the cold open before the title sequence. And his father's dying wish is that he will stop being a gangster and go straight.
Yes.
That's his dying wish, literally his dying wish. And so it's great to see all these, you know, his cronies, his mob cronies.
Used to killing people.
Correct. And and robbing banks and all this other kind of stuff. Domesticated.
Yes.
At one point, somebody's kneading bread, you know, in the kitchen while he has a cigar, I think, hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another time they're smoking a salmon. I mean, just a melon. One of them has a melon baller and he's, you know, balling melons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is illegal in some states.
And they hate going legit. They hate it.
They really
hate it.
Well, and another staple of mob movies, Chaz Palminteri. So many. Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
I think he wrote and directed, or I know he directed
Wrote
that
and
one.
directed and starred in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Usual Suspect.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. He's in so many good movies, but he plays probably the most dim-witted mobster in this one, but in a way, he sees the entire movie as we see the entire movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Who else do we have in it?
Well, if we're going to talk, since we're about to bring them up, who's your MVP? And you can go ahead and bring these guys up now.
Oh, our MVP, the Fanucci brothers. They play the tailors for Snaps Provolone. He's having a meeting with bankers later on in the day. All this happens in one day. He's always on schedule. He's trying to be on schedule. So he's being fitted for a suit and he keeps getting interrupted. The guys that play the Fanucci brothers, one of them was in Jurassic Park.
And he played the lawyer, Martin Fierro.
Martin Fierro. Okay. And then Harry Shearer, which is from The Simpsons, Spinal Tap. You know, he's a real chameleon of voice and visual talent.
Yeah.
He really is. Any movie or cartoon or anything that he's in, just watch it, period.
Yeah.
But they play probably my favorite characters, the Fanucci brothers. There's also another guy that's, if we're talking about our MVPs, Eddie Bracken. He plays Five Spot Charlie. You know, he's an informant for all parties, and he's
the source of the confusion.
Yes, he really is. Once again, none of this is really giving anything away because the story is the chaos, you know?
Yes.
The story is the chaos. It's a French farce, you know, one door opens, another door closes. There's bags that get mixed up. I mean, it's French farce. So anyways, he plays Five Spot Charlie. You know, he's an informant. He gives information for, you know, $5 a pop. And he's got one of the best performances, and it's mostly nonverbal because he has a horrible stutter. Horrible stutter.
Yes, which you could do back in the early 90s in a movie
you know,
not get in trouble.
Well, I tell you what, I also say that it depends on the person. When I was growing up, until the age of 12, I had a stutter. Horrible stutter. I don't know if it was quite as bad as Five Spot Charlie here, but, you know, definitely had a stutter. I don't see it as, I wouldn't be offended by it.
Well, that's the thing. Most people wouldn't be offended by this.
Right.
But there are people that think people are going to get offended. And so now we can't do things like that. We can't have movies with people who stutter in them anymore.
I get it.
Well,
it is what it is.
You mentioned your MVP. My MVP is in the cast as well.
Yeah.
And it's Tim Curry. And Tim Curry's probably, in any movie Tim Curry's in, he's probably going to be my MVP.
That's right. We didn't want to bury the lead. And he's not a lead necessarily.
Right.
He's only supporting, but great character.
He plays a linguist professor who's trying to teach Sylvester Stallone and his fellow goons how to talk like...
He's giving them elocution lessons.
Elocution lessons. Where are those G's?
Where are those G's, Mr. Provolone?
Yeah.
Mr. Provolone. That's I believe how he says his name.
So a lot of the humor is him throwing out words that sound like insults, like oxymoron. So when you call this thug an oxymoron, he really thinks he's being called an oxymoron. It's just really
at one
funny.
point, Tim Curry tells Connie that he's got a dangling participle, and Connie's face just kind of freezes. He looks down at his crotch and turns around like he's gonna zip up his zipper.
Yes, it's my favorite scene in the movie.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah. And there's so many other great character actors in this. There's Kurtwood Smith. One of my favorite movies is RoboCop, and he was the villain in that. So it's really cool to see him playing a funny guy.
And he was on that 70s show, right?
As Red.
Yeah, as Red.
So we all know he can be funny. But at this time, I'd only known him from RoboCop.
Correct. Right.
And I thought, wow, this guy's funny.
And I think that's the way it is with some more of these people in this movie. It's like this might have been, I don't know if it was their first comedy, but these people, it's kind of like when you back in the day, whenever they did Airplane or Naked Gun,
those guys,
Leslie Nielsen, right?
Actors.
Yeah, they were all playing serious roles at the times.
It also has Kirk Douglas. He plays Spartacus. I'm sorry, he plays Snap's father. I'm Spartacus. No, he plays Snap's father, the one that wants him to go legit.
Which speaking of, probably the funniest cold open of a movie ever, in my opinion, is this scene. It's not very long, but it says so much, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. And then it immediately goes into probably one of my favorite opening title sequences.
Claymation.
And it's all claymation, and it's an entire song from the play The Barber of Seville.
Yeah.
And just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. It also has Don Amici. He plays Father Clemente, and he's sort of the priest that's involved with the funeral at the beginning of the film. And not to give anything away, but he's sticking around through the rest of the film for another reason.
Yeah. He makes multiple appearances throughout the entire film, and he's great. He was also in Trading Places.
Yes.
And then Cocoon.
Yeah,
which
won an Oscar.
Gosh,
deservedly.
That's another great movie.
And then I want to throw out, because I'm a fan of just actors in general, William Atherton. He always plays a Hall of Fame movie prick. So he's the reporter in Die Hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. At the end, the wife punches him in the face because he causes all the problems.
Yes.
He's also the main, if you want to call him bad guy, besides the mayor in Ghostbusters. He's Mr. Dickless.
Yes. It's true. This man has no tick.
So he always plays a world-class.
And he always has this, that kind of
punchable face.
Punchable face and demeanor. Anti-heroes weren't really as predominant as they are nowadays. This was in, 91 that this came out? But this was almost like that. You could almost say that this was an anti-hero movie because it's a mob boss that's going straight, and the people like the cops and the bankers and people like that
are worse.
Are considered, the bad guys.
Yeah. Yes. And then there's so many people. It's just a great MVP. Could also be the casting director. I mean, seriously.
One, you said the casting director, but two, John Landis. He just knows character actors, because that really can make or break a movie.
Yes.
the smallest character.
Yes, in a movie that looks like it could be done as a play,
Yes, which
which it was.
It's a French play, and I didn't know this until watching the movie and researching it for doing this podcast. I had known that it was a play, and it's a play that I've always wanted to do because I think it would just be great. I did not know that they had made a film. That this was a film prior to the Sylvester Stallone one.
And
I
that's
didn't
why,
know that until
why
now.
he signed on to the movie, was to make that exact movie over again. So he really thought they were just going to make that exact movie. The movie's not exactly quite that.
Right.
But that's why he signed up for it. He really thought they were making very serious kind of.
Yes, apparently the original one is not as screwball
funny,
comedy.
Yeah, it's funny, but not as screwball. Yeah.
Yeah.
So John Landis, when he was looking for a lead, his first and only choice was Al Pacino.
Hooah!
Hooah! So he actually was going to sign him. Al Pacino was going to sign, like he was so close, and he was going to star in it. Then he got an offer to do another film.
An offer he couldn't refuse.
An offer he couldn't refuse. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That?
Thank you.
So he came to John Landis and said, "They're offering me $1 million more. I got to go with the money. They pulled me back in."
Tell me, Ray, what could possibly have been a better choice for a movie than Oscar?
Dick Tracy. That's not a porno.
It's not.
That's an actual movie with Warren Beatty. That may be another forgotten film.
Al Pacino doesn't really look like Al Pacino in that movie.
He played a character called Big Boy Caprice, and he was under a lot of makeup.
Lots
He
of
was
makeup.
the villain.
Yeah.
And he got an Oscar nomination for it.
That's insane.
Believe it or not. He did great in that movie. I like Sylvester Stallone in this movie. I thought he did a really good job, but it's Al Pacino though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that, I don't know of many comedies that I've seen with Al Pacino in it, except for
Godfather?
that horrible
Godfather?
one. What?
Godfather?
The third one?
Oh yeah. I laughed at that
I
one.
was cracking up. I probably wasn't supposed to be though. No, like, what was that horrible one he did with Adam Sandler?
You know what?
Jack and Jill? Is that what it was called?
That's forgotten for a reason.
Yes. No, I drank something to forget that film. Forgotten.
The only
film.
thing I remember of that movie was Dunkachino. Right. He actually filmed a commercial in that movie. Dunkachino.
Which I think, once again,
They took away his Oscar for that.
He was hilarious. He was also very self-aware. And after, that whole scene, his literal next line is, "Burn this." Nobody must ever see this. And I feel like that wasn't a scripted line.
Yeah, I think they were rolling by accident.
But we digress. So yeah, I mean, as far as Al Pacino doing comedies, I don't know that I know of any other ones really that he's done. So I mean, it definitely would have been interesting, and I can see him playing
Snaps.
I can see him playing that, but I just think that I see that only because Sylvester Stallone pulled it off.
He did good.
So, that to me, that's saying something.
I mean, look, it wasn't the only comedy he ever did.
That's right.
I mean, he did a movie with Dolly Parton called Rhinestone, where she was going to turn him into a country western singer.
Yep.
I actually like that movie.
It's like A Star Is Born, but
a comedy version.
a comedy version.
And then he was in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which, and then he was in Over the Top. Those are great comedies.
I don't know if I'd say Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was a great comedy.
But
he didn't even want that one. Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't he the one who basically
Yeah, there's this whole thing where Schwarzenegger
gypped him into it?
played a practical joke on him, and he got word through to Sylvester Stallone saying, "Oh, I read this fantastic script. Stop or My Mama Will Shoot. I want to do it." And Sylvester Stallone said, "What, he wants to do it? I'll do it."
Yes.
And he fought for the role and won it.
Oh.
And Schwarzenegger never wanted to do that.
No.
And it was just a big joke.
And they did not make up until like years later whenever they were opening Planet Hollywood or something. So that's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite quotes from the movie?
There's so many, but my favorite, anything to do with Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when he says you have a dangling participle. That's that right there. I laugh just thinking about that. But he has so many other great lines in the movie that he says to the gangsters that they look at it. It's just so funny.
Right.
It's
And a lot of them need context,
yeah,
of course.
they need context. But because the way the gangsters speak, it's not perfect, and he's the elocution teacher. He's the
Right.
teaching them how
Of
to
course,
speak.
there's an elocution teacher.
So him throwing these phrases out to these really dumb guys, it's just hilarious. It's just so funny, and but that's my favorite one.
Middlesex.
Yeah, it's
another one you have to watch the movie.
Yeah, you have to watch the movie. Yes,
but it's said pretty much exactly like that with no context.
Yeah, it's just so funny.
There is so my buds and I, when we were in high school, when we were watching this movie, we would quote this movie all the time. The Finucci's, they're trying to tell them how nice this material is. So they're like, look at this material. This nice. This like a baby's behind. And then shortly right after that,
we make you look like a banker.
Take off your pants. I feel like I should use that one all the time.
Yes.
Just, you don't even have to mention something about being a banker. Just always punctuate it with take off your pants. Throughout the entire movie, one of the running gags that they have, once again, he is a mob boss. And one thing that all of his crew are always used to calling him is,
boss.
Yes, boss, right? Okay, boss, whatever. But he's trying to go legit, and he's got this meeting with bankers later. And so he doesn't want to be called boss. He wants to be called Mr. Provolone. So every single time throughout the movie, they're always saying, okay, boss, after he says something. And his reply is,
don't call me boss.
Sorry, boss. Immediately.
Yeah.
And it's throughout the entire movie. Perfect. He's nice.
Open 2 bottles of bubbly.
You know we don't serve champagne here because of Prohibition.
Prohibition built this mansion. Oh, we only use it for yacht christening.
Right. Of course we do.
Oh, yeah. And I love that. Let me show you the door.
There's the door. There's also a lot of these silent gags that are done. Once again, I was talking earlier about John Landis doing director traits that are in all of his movies. And one of his director traits is having something flying in from off screen or flying off screen and then cutting to it doing, landing or doing whatever. It was in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
It was in Animal House. It was in, all
with
these.
beer.
With
Animal
beer
House
and that.
beer.
Right. The Cheese Whiz is what it was in Blues Brothers. And I think there was a couple of other scenes too. But that's one of his director traits. And in this one is no different. There's a scene where the guy that's playing the butler takes the hat off of one of the guys, and without even breaking eye contact or looking to where he's going to throw it, just throws it, and it just lands right on the hat rack.
Yes. And one person in the movie actually notices, and it's like, man, oh.
It's like, what? Did I just see that?
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic. So, okay, we've talked about, our MVPs. We didn't talk about who our least favorite people are in here. And I don't know if you have one or not.
It's not least favorite. It's just that they're such good actors that I know Kirk Douglas is in the beginning, and he has a great little scene. It would have been nice to see more of him. So I kind of cut, he's in the opening and he sets the whole movie up. So I'll forgive that one.
Sure.
You don't have Kirk Douglas in your movie and give him something to do. So
I guess they only had to pay him a day rate,
Right.
though. You know what I mean? So he can only afford that.
The other thing is Don Amici. He's in this movie. It's not that he not good. It's just that he's such a great actor. I just wish he had more to do.
Sure.
But that's my only thing. I just think they used most of the actors in this movie really well, and they all have their little moments. Chaz Palminteri has his little moments that they could steal the movie with just one little scene, and everybody gets their little scene.
Right.
I just felt like Don Amici didn't have that little scene.
The way I think of it is the parts were, in a way, so small that they could have just had, nobodies in it.
Right.
And so the fact that they used, the people that they did, these higher ups, that's what I think made it. It punched it up for me.
It was nice to see him. And I know the reason why he's in the movie is because he was in Trading Places.
Right.
And John Landis directed Trading Places, and that was his big comeback movie. And so I think because he liked Don Amici, he brought him into this. Just, hey, let's give my friend a job.
Right. Right. No, I get it. So least favorite performance, the girl that plays the other daughter in the movie, it's really her only credit.
Right.
I think is this movie. it just felt like, it almost felt like she was one-dimensional.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
that's the thing.
Well,
I'm
because
thinking
Marissa
of.
Tomei is such a,
She's got range.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, I don't want to say over the top, but very shrill and kind of annoying and
Yeah,
irritating.
she's playing a
Mob boss's daughter.
yeah, exactly. So she's
Spoiled and-
she's spoiled, and she's been living in her house basically without seeing the outside world her entire life. So
Yeah, so she's got, she plays and she's singing to the rafters. She's playing to the back theater of the back of the
Absolutely.
theater. And then this girl comes in and she's just very quiet. And,
Yeah.
very modest. And
Yeah.
so she gets lost in the shuffle.
yeah. Do you have any thoughts on why this might have been a forgotten film?
I think when it came out, critics saw Sylvester Stallone in a comedy, and he had been in several flops in a row. We're talking like 6 or 7. His last hit was Rocky IV, and he had like 6 or 7 bad movies.
It's not the one with the robot, is it?
And
Carry on.
So here he is doing a comedy, and maybe they just took it out on it, or they just said, hey, this film, forget about it. And we did.
Some people did. Once again, I was one of the people that actually saw it in the movie theater. I do remember seeing it in the movie theater.
Me too.
I mean, it was great. Unlike our last film, which I also loved, Breakdown was the last one we talked about. I didn't see that one in the movie theater. I discovered that one HBO. This one, no, I remember seeing it in the movie theater, and there was maybe 4 other people in the movie theater with me.
Right. And as good as I think this movie is, the year that it came out, it got horrible reviews. Critics hated it. Nobody went to go see it, and it did win some awards though.
Yeah, well, so as much as it did not win an Oscar, mind you, but it did win something just as chef's kiss.
The anti-Oscar.
That's correct. The anti-Oscar for the movie Oscar, and that is the Razzie Awards. Who got nominated and who won what?
Well, I think it got worst actor for Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Undeserved.
Okay.
Give me a break. Worst director for John Landis. I mean, come on, give me a break on that
Ridiculous.
one. And worst supporting actress for Marissa Tomei. And I think it killed her career. Not really. Not really.
Right.
Because the very next year, she bounced back, and guess what? She won
An Oscar.
for My Cousin Vinny.
Yes. Yeah. So this just goes to show you that, winning a Razzie doesn't mean the end all be all for anything. And, once again, I don't think it was deserved. It wasn't really up against anything the weekend that it came out. I think when we were looking it up, there were maybe 2 that sounded familiar, but not like, oh yeah, we watch those all the time. No, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, I just really think at the time Sylvester Stallone, he hadn't had a hit in a long time,
And
people
he wasn't-
didn't want to go see him in anything, and especially a comedy.
A comedy, right? You don't think laugh out loud when you think Sylvester Stallone helming a comedy. Each movie is its own thing, which is how I think it needs to be. Don't try to make every damn movie a trilogy or a universe or anything else like that. Some things are just great, tied up in a nice little bow, a one-off of its own doing, period.
Right. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. I think that needs to happen more in Hollywood if you're listening, which I know you are. I know Hollywood's listening to this podcast.
So you love this film.
I do.
Is there any other film you'd recommend for people who have not seen this film yet? Is there another film out there that you think compares?
Well, I think we had the same one, and that's Clue.
Clue. Yes.
I mean, it would be on a forgotten films list if it wasn't a cult classic. And, a little bit of trivia with that. John Landis was supposed to direct that movie.
Right.
And I think he wrote it.
He had a hand in getting it written.
Okay, yeah. So
Hiring the people and putting
Yeah.
it together. Like, he was casting the thing. He was...
it's got Tim Curry in it.
Right. And
Another carryover from
the
this one.
director of Clue was a guy named Jonathan Lynn. And Jonathan Lynn and John Landis are very good friends. And so Jonathan Lynn took over and made Clue. And then when Landis was making Oscar, Jonathan Lynn came to visit him on the set, saw Marissa Tomei acting, and cast him in his next film, which was My Cousin Vinny, because they were looking for the right actress to play that role, and they couldn't find her.
And that's perfect. I mean, that's what is it? What is that? Kismet. right?
Right.
Serendipity.
Right. So she may have won a Razzie. She made it for it the following year.
That's right. That's right. That's why. And I think, you know, I don't know, even when they were making Oscar, that they were like, this is going to win all of the awards. It's just like some movies just seem like they're going to be fun to do.
Yeah. I'm sure it was fun to make.
Exactly. I think it's, and I think I had told you this before. I don't know if I said it here, but the movie has such great pacing and back and forth, and it's all timed very well. And one line has to be said for another one to work, in that order. You know, one door closes, another door opens. It's French farce, and it has to work that way.
Right.
And Clue is much the same kind of way.
Right.
Controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos.
And I mean, I love controlled chaos in all of my movies and in life, in real life. My life is controlled chaos. Okay, so to wrap up a little bit, it's one of those movies that you must see. Once again, we've talked about it this entire time, and we really haven't given anything away because the movie is the chaos.
Unfortunately, as a forgotten film, it's hard to find.
You can buy it or rent it, like I think on Apple or Prime.
Right. Or watch it for free on YouTube.
Correct.
It's worth a rent.
It's worth a rent because the timing of everything.
The comic timing.
Correct.
They don't make movies.
They don't
like this.
They don't
ever.
make movies like this.
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing about Clue for that matter, is it's worth a rent or a purchase. You know, sometimes they're only about like $1 difference on some of these older movies, but the timing is so much better to watch it in real time with no commercials. Just do it.
Just do it.
You know what? Somebody should like copyright that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. I never heard anybody say it before.
Me neither.
But
I don't think that's.
Just do it.
We get some sponsors. That'd be great. Just do it.
Just do it.
You want to be a sponsor? Just do it.
Just do it.
All right. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to add, Ray?
No. Nothing.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we really hope you check out this forgotten film, 1991's Oscar, starring Sylvester Stallone, directed by John Landis. It's worth a watch. It's only 109 minutes. That's nothing. That's quick. That's quick comedy for you. Go check it out. I'm Jed.
I'm Ray.
This is Forgotten Films. We'll see you on the next one.